Hey guys. Today we are talking CapCut. If you've been using CapCut, you probably have or haven't gotten notified that they have raised their prices. Okay. They are raising their prices. And I feel like everyone is wondering what the hell is going on with CapCut. Ooh, I shouldn't be talking like that this early into the stream, but oh my gosh, listen. Can you believe it? How are you feeling about CapCut in this live stream today? I want to talk about a few things. I feel like I want to talk about what we get from CapCut and why people love it, why it's been so amazing, and what's been happening with it. What is it turning into? A lot of us are wondering that. And of course, I also want to talk about alternatives or what I've been using. As it pertains to editing lately and for the past 10 years, and what I want to contribute to all of this because I feel like people really need help with video editing because, as far as I have heard, it's the most tumultuous part of the process for a lot of people. So, if you're watching today, that is what we are talking about. This is what we are covering, and I'm really, really excited. I was trying to bring Rio onto the show, but I don't know if it's working out. Um, we were trying to, and we tried too late. We should have tried earlier to get him onto the back end. Hey guys, hey! It's so good to see you all. We're streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, of course. And I'm really excited to get into some things today because a lot of us are creating content, we're editing, and a lot of us are penny pinching, right? We live in a different time where a lot of people are saving money, and all of these editing subscriptions have been raising their prices. But there's one subscription who has not, and they've actually lowered their prices. We're going to talk about that too. So before we even begin, if you're watching this or you're watching the replay, hey guys, hey, it's Zaylee. I want to know, what have you been using for editing? What are you using for editing? Are you using CapCut? Are you using CapCut Mobile, CapCut Desktop? Are you using Final Cut Pro? Are you using, what else is out there, y'all? Premiere Pro. What else is out there? Maybe my guest can unmute themselves so that I can see if you guys can hear me. And let me see if I can pull up my comments too, because you guys know this is your show and not. Oh, I have you muted? Okay, wait. I don't know how to unmute you. Hold on. Let me see. So we have a guest today, but they're not going to be showing themselves. Oh, wow. I don't know why it muted you. I guess it's because you're in the green room. So I don't know if that's going to work or how that's going to work. Let me make sure I have my comments up. Hey y'all. Hi. Hey Michelle. Oh my gosh. Hey Rhonda. Hey, Legacy and Lance. Derek, how are you? Hey, Chrissy, FCP and learning Da Vinci. Yes, how could I forget Da Vinci? Nichelle said, I only use CapCut Desktop. So I want to know, Nichelle, in that case, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I see Dina Shell. So does that, did you know CapCut was increasing their prices? That's what I want to know. Let me see. Hey. I saw you said you were going live about this on Threads, and then voila, or boom, like you said, we're here. So I want to know what are you guys using to edit right now? I'm seeing a few options, and I want to know, are you guys going to continue to use CapCut because they are increasing their prices? So I have been thinking about this, and it's so cool because I was also perusing threads today, like Tech Baby is saying, or Beat Tech Baby is saying, and Envy Knows actually shared this, right? Okay, Doc said I can add the person to the Zoom meeting from Ecamm without adding them to the screen. But Doc, I'm not on Zoom. I'm just on Ecamm. How does that work? Let me know because maybe you obviously you know something I don't know or didn't even test before we started this. Yes. Okay. So Nichelle is saying I did not. So I feel like a lot of people don't know. And that's where I am like, what's going on? So socially, Chrissy said, are people not grandfathered into the fee? Chrissy, no, it doesn't seem so from what I have seen. And the reason I'm saying that is because I actually checked my subscription and it said that whatever I was paying before is going to go up. So let me go to Envy Knows posts so that I can show you guys, because I was really like, what's going on, y'all? Like, what's good? I do not like this. I don't like what we're running into. I don't appreciate it. Of course, I'm going to try to switch over to screen sharing. But you can see here. So Envy Knows is on Threads, and I'm sure that's her name on Instagram as well. She said, "In my wallet," because she shares financial tips and such. And she shared, "I run CapCut Pro on the phone and free on the laptop." And I'll tell you guys what I use, right? But she's saying, just saw the renewal for CapCut and their new pricing. Not even the monthly fee is available for just one account anymore. So might run the Teams option until I figure out the next move. And then she put Apple Creator Bundle, right? Because hello. So she's asking, what are you guys doing? And this is what my subscription was saying as well. My subscription was also saying yearly 179 and monthly 24.99. I used to do a yearly subscription on CapCut. And so you can see here where I shared, listen, I need to go live about this because what is going on? So I just want to say, first of all, yes, my finance girl. Okay, let me switch back because I want to just tell you guys. So here's the thing. Uh, I was actually not opposed to CapCut raising their prices, some time ago. So I've been using CapCut for a while. Now, the tool that I actually learned to edit on is Final Cut Pro. And this is like over 10 years ago. So I've been using Final Cut Pro for a long time. And I love using Final Cut Pro. It's one of my favorite editing tools. But as things progressed, I feel like I started using CapCut around 2021 or 2022, somewhere there, or even 2020, somewhere around there when TikTok came out, because, TikTok was directly correlated or connected to CapCut. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to start using CapCut. But it's also because I am a desktop editor because I've been editing for so long. And so if you are someone that edits on desktop a lot, mobile editing was kind of new, to the people that were used to editing on desktop. So before we go on to the next thing, or before I finish explaining that, I want to know from you, are you a mobile editor or are you a desktop editor? I want to know because we all do things differently. Or do you do both? So I'll tell you, for me, I love the access to mobile editing for short form clips or clips that I can post on the go, or I can edit while I'm working out, or, on the treadmill. I can do different things. In that way, I love mobile. But if I'm doing a YouTube video, I need desktop. I cannot ever edit for YouTube on mobile because I move quickly when editing and I don't have time to do that on mobile. So I started using CapCut and I eventually upgraded to CapCut Pro because I'm just that kind of girl. I want to be able to get things done, and I think I love the idea of starting a project on my phone and being able to edit it on my desktop if I wanted to. If it was a more intricate video, I would move over to desktop. So I want to know from you, mobile or desktop. Let me see. Let me check in with you guys because I like to say, this is your show and not mine. Okay, hold on. And Doc is telling me what to do here. Okay. Doc is saying go into preview mode, add them from the green room, and make sure they're not on camera. And then they will be edit audio only. But Doc, if I make sure they're not on camera, maybe I might do this live with you guys because I don't care and I love you guys to see behind the scenes. If I Does that mean I'm just turning off their camera? Because then that's my question. Um, and we'll figure that out as we go along. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate you. Okay, so Alex said, team edits here. I started using edits when it came out, and then I stopped using it. I went back to CapCut, and then lately I've been using edits again. And guys, edits is free. Edits is the Instagram app. It is absolutely free, and that's what I've been using to edit short form lately because I'm like, I don't know if I want to pay CapCut even more, right? And I'll tell you why in a little bit. Okay, so you guys were saying, so Doc says he uses Final Cut Pro for iPad, which I use as well, and DaVinci Studio paid version and Premiere on iPhones. I feel like there are a hybrid of people who use all the things. And I love to say, once you learn how to edit really well, you can literally edit anywhere. And that is how I am as well. I love that you shared that, Doc. Hey, Lashonda. Good evening to you too. Okay, so this crafty life said I quit CapCut when they didn't grandfather me in at $9.99. So I learned how to use Adobe Premiere Pro since I already had that in Adobe, which I think is the best thing to do. I think it's so good to just learn how to edit really well on one of the more advanced programs like Adobe or Final Cut Pro, and then you're able to use that, right? And use that skill and transfer it when you feel like. But I also love that you brought up this conversation because I'm like, why are they not grandfathering us into the pricing? I don't understand why. I'm a little confused there. Like, why can't we, because we're early adopters or because we've been paying, why can't we be grandfathered into that pricing? CapCut, I'm just like really interested in why. And so I want to talk to you guys in a little bit about the Apple Creator Bundle, right? And so yes, like Doc said, he's gonna cancel CapCut. So when I went in to check my own CapCut, what I found was my future self was already taken care of because apparently in my Apple subscriptions, I had turned it off from renewing. Like I go through my phases of like, I'm not using that. And then maybe I'm like, well, maybe I'll use it. And so I guess my past self was like, girl, you need to cancel this. And so I had set mine to expired. Alex said, I stopped using CapCut after the legal mess they were mentioned in, where they can use your content without your permission. And Alex, this is a crazy thing. I didn't even do that because I feel like a lot of the platforms we're on every single day are doing the same thing. So sometimes when I see people make a stink about that kind of thing, I'm like, well, you're complaining on Meta. And Meta is doing the same thing. It's just that you haven't read the fine print literally that says that they can do all of those things as well. Right. So that didn't even do it for me. Now, here's the thing, right? I feel like what I don't like is that we're not being grandfathered in, right? But I also feel like they didn't communicate with people. Like I had to see it on social media being a thing for me to then check my account to see if I'm going to be grandfathered in. I don't feel like I got a specific email from them, and I'm a little confused about that. Doc said, FCP iPad will be your jam, so you can make moves when you're not at the desk. I do use it, Doc. My favorite feature on FCP iPad is the fact that I'm able to draw with my Apple Pencil inside there. And I think that is so cool because it adds a personal touch to whatever you are doing. I really, really do like it. So I'm seeing desktop editors, sorry. So Coach Naquandra said that she uses desktop, right? Who else uses desktop? Who's a mobile editor and who's a desktop editor? Derek says both. So he does both desktop for client projects and mobile for personal content, right? I feel like a lot of us are that. Daphne said she does more mobile editing. Let me see. Doc, you know what? I'll add him to the next one because me trying to focus on this and doing that, but I'm taking notes. Rio, can you take notes? Can you make sure that whatever Doc says we do, because I don't want to lose this. And I want us to be able to do that. So sometimes I don't want Rio on camera, but I want to for me to be on camera and for him to have a B mic. Is that what you call it? So if he can be mic, then I can be a mic and be the visual. And I feel like, yeah, like it, because he's also on the back end talking to you guys. So it would just be easier that way, but it would make the conversation so much more rich. And you guys know I'm building this show in real time. So follow along and you will see all that we're doing. If you're in the Spotlight Studio, we will break down these things on the back end. But yeah, so that's exactly what I want to do, Doc. So thank you so much for what you are sharing. I appreciate you so much. So I have to literally build a scene, which is totally fine. I used to love InShot too, Socially Chrissy, and I have not used it in a while, right? Okay, so Genuine Review said, I heard a ton of people were dropping CapCut because of the. Did you finish that thought? Was it the price increase, or I want to know, or because of what Alex mentioned earlier, right? I don't know. That's a really good thought. Adobe is a subscription model. At least DaVinci and FCP are. We can't be grandfathered because it was sold. American business, exactly. But also, before they sold, Chrissy, I feel like there was a price increase before this one, where there was not any grandfathering and they were not yet sold either. So that's what makes me wonder. Now, I want to play devil's advocate for a bit, because I do want to say that you can do so much with CapCut that would take longer on Final Cut Pro. And this is where Rio is like, so genius, right? But he also likes doing things manually. So if I have to do something inside of CapCut, if I'm a beginner editor, I can easily find templates that look good, that have animations, that are doing all the things, and I can just apply it in CapCut. And I think that's what people loved. So I feel like CapCut really rose to its fame, or its strongest season, its peak, during the TikTok era, where people wanted something easy. It was mobile editing, you're on your phone, and you wanted your content to look great. And CapCut really pushed a lot of other video editing tools or software to try to up their game, because CapCut was coming out with features left and right. Right. But also, CapCut was really built to go along with TikTok. It's also why Instagram has now released edits, right? Because one thing Instagram gonna do is copy, okay? Copy what's working. If they feel like this is working, they're going to copy it. So that's the thing about Instagram. What do you guys think about what I'm saying? I feel like that's exactly what happened. So now Instagram now has their own editing app. They're pouring a lot of time, a lot of work into it, a lot of money, I'm sure, into edits being an amazing option. And so now that I'm not going to be using CapCut anymore, I am using edits now. CapCut and edits are different. CapCut is, I would say, more advanced, but edits is getting there. Every time I log in, there are changes, and I do like that, right? Because I downloaded it like just when it came out. And so I'm loving that they are improving the edits experience as we go along. So, you know what? This is what I thought too, Doc. Like, what are they going to do with my content? Exactly. They have everything they need. Oh, and Rio's in the comments egging him on. So, Genuine Review said, what is the price comparison from CapCut to Final Cut Pro? Are they similar monthly or yearly? This is such a great question. Let's get into it. So Apple just released the creator their suite of creative products, right? And so their full suite of creative products, and I'm going to make sure to bring that up. Their suite of creative products is $12. And I think they have a free trial as well. So the Apple Creator Studio, their apps are it consists of a few things. Well, and I just got it, but I was traveling. I just got back from LA, so I haven't gotten a chance to dig very deep into it just yet. But it's a full creative suite, right? And it is $12.99, I believe. And they do have a free trial, so you can try it out. But guys, movies have been edited on Final Cut Pro. So when I signed up for Final Cut Pro years ago, it was not a subscription. It was a one-time purchase. I paid $300. At that time, I had just gotten like really serious about my business, my video content. And so it was an investment. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is a lot of money." But I really wanted to learn to edit really well on a solid program. And so I paid that $300, and I was never charged anything after that. And I loved that, because after a while the subscription model became more and more popular. And I love that I had already paid for Final Cut Pro. I've changed computers lots of times. I've put it on multiple computers. And so I love that I was able to just use it and not pay anything for it. Now you are able to pay $12.99 per month or $129 per year, but you're getting a suite of tools, and Final Cut Pro is included in that, right? Of course, if you're a student, you get it for $2.99 a year or $2.99 per month or $20.99 per year. So, when you think about this in that way, like, hello. Now $12.99 for all of those things is a bit different from, paying $24.99 for CapCut, right? So that's something that we want to think about. I'm gonna jump in and just check on you guys. And you tell me what you think about what I just shared. Ooh, okay. Oh, all right then. um, Let me see. Socially Chrissy said, so I get that we want grandfathered in, but we know that's not an option. Why do you think some people are moving to Adobe and they are the same subscription model? That is a really, really great question, Chrissy. I think also, and I could be wrong about this, right? I think we went through a period of being excited about new brands as well. But a lot of people are going back to legacy brands, and I think most of these legacy brands also have a rabid following. Although Adobe's has been really shaky because there are lots of people who are leaving Adobe, or the Adobe suite because of like issues with the subscription or price increases. And I feel like prices are increasing all around us, right? But if we look at Premiere Pro is $22.99 per month, which is what I'm seeing here. And with that, you also get the mobile application. Let me see. There is a free trial so that you can try that out yourself. But also Premiere Pro is, I won't lie, CapCut for me, and I feel like the reason why people are going back to legacy brands is because of the stability. CapCut for me would be glitchy sometimes, and so if we look at a Premiere Pro, it might be a little less glitchy. I feel like Final Cut Pro is a solid program. If I'm paying for that, I'm totally fine. But out of all the programs we spoke about, Final Cut Pro Edits is free for now. And Final Cut Pro is $12.99 a month, and you get access to a whole other slew of products. The only con is that obviously Final Cut Pro is Mac specific, right? So that is something that we want to think about. I feel like CapCut is not only Mac specific. So let me see what you guys are saying in the comments. Let me see. Ooh, Doc said, I have thoughts on subscription models. People are freaked out, but we have tons of subscriptions. We don't even think our subscriptions. What is your Blue Cross ID number? Is it a subscription, Doc? Ooh, okay. You saw the shade, right, Envy? Like, I feel like and Envy, I'm calling you Envy. Let me go onto Threads and find your name, girl, because I love to know people's names. Okay. A name for me is, or you could just tell me right here. But I love knowing names. But also I can't find you on Threads because someone I just put on Threads that TikTok is down, and now my threads are inundated. Not TikTok, YouTube is down. Nadia. Hey, Nadia. I found it. Okay, so everybody meet Nadia. She is also one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, no, I got to talk about this. So it was her thread that I was reviewing today. And I want to thank her so much for allowing me to use that thread, because I definitely asked, like, girl, can I use this on the show later on? Right? So that's the thing. It's the subscriber ID. We subscribe to everything. Yes. They're not ready for that conversation, Doc. But yes, subscriptions are a thing that have been happening for a long time. Okay. Camila K said, can you work offline airplane mode with these subscriptions, or do you need to be connected to the internet? Final Cut Pro, you don't need an internet connection at all. So that is something that you can think about. Let me see what Doc is saying here. Final Cut Pro is $12.99, but you get a whole suite. Exactly. Yes. right? I'm loving using Descript, especially using the Underlord to create reels and shorts. Yes, Descript is amazing. I have not been in there for a while though. And they have a lot of changes going on with them too. And I think they recently increased pricing as well. So when I think about Descript, let's talk about that. Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you for bringing that up. So when I think about Descript, um, first of all, Descript was on the forefront by having us edit with text, right? So Descript does text-based editing. And so you're able to edit your video based on your text, kind of like, let me cancel out this line and it'll clip right into place and remove what you crossed out, which was such an amazing model. And I don't know if they thought that every platform would want to use that model, because after they did it, Premiere Pro did it. Now Riverside has it. And, lots of other platforms. I think Final Cut Pro has finally integrated it now that it is $12.99 a month. And I want to talk to you guys about Final Cut Pro because my husband is here. He's on the live stream, he's behind the scenes. But we also want to teach sometime this year a Final Cut Pro course because we've been using it for 10 years, like over 10 years, right? So, whoa, Doc said my first Final Cut Pro box was $12.99, meaning $1,299. Doc, listen, that's crazy, right? But so when I think about like all of these apps, if I am thinking between Descript and something like Riverside, because I can go live on Riverside, I can edit on Riverside, I can do all, I feel like Riverside's AI is a bit better than Descript's Underlord. If I can do all of that over here, I can host my podcast on Riverside. Like you can do so much on Riverside versus Descript. I might choose Riverside in that conversation, right? So obviously it depends on your needs and your thoughts, but I'm just comparing here. Like I'm saying, I'm playing devil's advocate. That is my thought. So something to noodle on or think about, right? Let me see. Let me see. Free for now. Okay, let me see. I'm just going through the comments to make sure that I'm keeping up with you guys. What do you think about what I just said? Okay, so Meg said for Adobe products, you don't need internet connection if you've downloaded the program to your device. You're absolutely right, Megs. I'm intrigued to hear his POV on FCP. Whose POV? I want to know. Yes, Camila, we really want to do it because I feel like it's a great hybrid between us. So I actually taught him to edit on Final Cut Pro, but he has far surpassed anything I can ever teach him because he got to really spend time on his skill because his wife is on YouTube and creating courses and creating products and all of these things. So he's a beast in Final Cut Pro, okay? And it being $12.99, now that because we've been wanting to do this and we've taught editing courses before, but we've taught using CapCut. I've taught using Filmora. Do y'all remember Filmora back in the day? I feel like CapCut was an evolved Filmora. So I used to teach Filmora because everyone would have access to it. And so now I feel like because Final Cut Pro is $12.99, listen, y'all, like I could sleep and edit in Final Cut Pro. Seriously. Let me see. Doc said the cost of the computer hardware is way up. Tariffs, electricity is also way up. Servers run so much apps, so prices have gone up. Subscriptions mean they don't know how much they know how much they can spend. I agree. Hello, Gabe. It's so good to have you back. You're intrigued to hear his POV on Final Cut. We had him on a mic, Nadia, but I am like, I'm not gonna set that up right now. Maybe I should, but maybe I'll have him come back and talk about Final Cut Pro. What do you guys think about that? Maybe we'll have him come on and talk about it because he's really a beast at it. And even when I started using CapCut, and I started like enticing him to use it. He was like, no. So he can edit in his sleep. Okay. Carolyn said Descript went up as well. Um, Descript went up and went red. Hello. Oh, yeah. I don't know why. But it's yes, it's okay. It's crazy that you said that. It's been really easy to edit reels in a word type format. Yes. Final Cut Pro I want to learn, but went that was easy. Yeah, no. You got to stick with what works for you. And also, just so you know, most platforms are also introducing text-based editing as well. So Premiere Pro has it, Final Cut Pro has it. I don't know if DaVinci has it, right? But Doc said I'm a FCP certified instructor, but now way easier than when I worked at Apple. Wow, that is so cool, Doc. That is so cool. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Okay, so this crafty life said, I'm excited about Apple Creator Studio. I'm going to check it out. I think you should. And I think that I really want to just create more about it, but I also want to work with a lot of people on it as well. They changed the logo. They did. But okay, so I used to be in a Descript channel on Slack and I saw it as red, but I thought it was red because they probably closed the channel or something. I didn't realize that they actually made a full update to their logo. So that is very interesting. you know, uh, Doc said, yo, brother in law, we finna start a Black folks FCP group somewhere. Holla at me. That would actually be fire. That would be so fire. Okay, so Gabe said my daughter has surpassed what I have taught her in editing. Yes, Final Cut Pro, After Effects, DaVinci. Yes, it's so crazy. Listen, on a daily basis, I'm doing 500 things, but he just kills editing so much, and we have so much editing on our plate that he took it over and he just ran with it. So it's really crazy. He's answering you, Doc. Oh my gosh, that is so hilarious. Okay, the guys are like, bring him to the chat. I wish I had the bandwidth because I also coached tonight, so my brain is like halfway here. But listen, I want to know what you guys think. So, is CapCut still in the running for you? Is CapCut something that, you're like, okay, I'm gonna stick beside him? Or are you like, you know what? No, like I am no longer interested in the ups and downs of what's going on with CapCut. And y'all, I am a CapCut affiliate. I've never actually promoted it. I have, but when I would promote it and talk about it, I was not an affiliate, and then I became an affiliate, and then just got really busy and never ended up promoting it. So that also lets you know I'm a very honest person because hey, now, I don't know what they're going to do as time goes on because if you add to something, I'm the girl that will say, you know what, y'all, I was wrong. That is me. Okay. Like 100%. I'm not always trying to be right. Okay. So I want you to know that if they're like, we're doing this and we've added this and we're improving this one, that's fine to me. But sometimes it can get a little bit wonky. Hey, Gil, it's so good to see you here. How are you, friend? um, okay. So Nadia says, I will stick beside CapCut until I learn FCP. Let's talk about that because I love this decision. I am a believer of staying true to what you know until you have evolved in some way to where you feel like, okay, I can do something differently. So I'm not mad at that at all. I feel like a lot of us try to jump ship midway or like, yes. So I love that, Nadia. Do listen until CapCut. And you know what, I'm usually not the person to be like, this is too expensive now, I'm not using it anymore. I'm really not that girl, to be honest, but I'm a bit tired. Like, what's going on here? Okay. Derek said, I'm definitely realizing that I need to learn other tools. Only using CapCut makes me feel like I have all my eggs in one basket. Yes. And I feel like when you begin to learn something else, it's so cool because or a more like a legacy editing program or software, you're able to transfer those skills so easily. I think that's my whole thing about CapCut being the only tool that a lot of people know. They're so confused as to how to move on to the legacy tools. Camila said, "Oh, whoa, there's a separate chat for the short form live." Yes. Were you over there? Where are you? Are you on the short form live or are you on the long form live? If you're here, let me know, please. Right? I would love to know. And yes, it's funny because Rio is saying the buttons are literally the same. And Rio, I get that. But from working with different people, I've also realized that because the interface is different, everything is like things are in a different place. Sometimes that's a barrier for some people. And so that's the beauty of that's why I'm an educator at heart, because I understand how different people's brains work and not only my brain specifically. Some people are like, this looks different. I can't find things. So they completely cancel it out. Right. Migs said, I finally started to learn how to edit on Premiere, total editing newbie, and thought it was actually pretty easy for me. And that's the thing. Some people's brain catches up, really, really easily as well. It's also a talent and skill game at times, and we tend to forget that for sure. But they are very similar. Carolyn said, I'm loving edits, but I don't trust CapCut. If you cut us once, you'll do it again. I've been loving edits. I have been loving edits. I have been using it lately, and it's been a lot of fun. I love the improvements they're making, and I hope they continue to make improvements. I think they're committed to it because they really are asking a lot of questions. I see them on threads all the time. A lot of the developers are on threads too. So it's so good to see them there. But y'all, that is my thoughts. So, how can we wrap this up in a bow? We love CapCut, we enjoy them, but the increases can get a little bit overwhelming at times, right? Like, come on, y'all. Like, what's going on? I'm putting the fan up because I am a little hot. So that's the thing. We do love CapCut. We do love what they offer, but come on. I feel like something is like we hear about something every single day. I don't feel like that about Final Cut Pro or other tools that I'm using. Second thing, that we do want to wrap up. We want to actually learn. If you're a person that actually wants to learn how to edit, like it's on your list of things that you want to be able to do. And I think everyone should learn how to edit before outsourcing it completely, because then you won't know what you want. That is, it's a thing, right? So maybe we want to sharpen our skills or use a program where we can edit a bit faster, you know and so that's something that I do want to talk about. I feel like I'm really comfortable with what Final Cut Pro is. I'm comfortable with the pricing that they put out for people, even though I've already paid my money. you know, it's really cool to see them cater to a larger audience with that pricing, right? Let me see what you guys are saying. The party is definitely on the long form. Camila, were you over on the short form all along and wondering where are these comments coming from? Well, we're happy to have you over here. And for anyone on the short form, the party is over on the long form. I want to share a few thoughts because I've been streaming short form and long form for a bit, and I have so many thoughts for both, right? Carolyn said, open your FCP, your Final Cut Pro enrollment. I will, Carolyn. I will, because I shared this on threads and the thread went semi viral as well. There were a lot of people wanting to learn. So I am going to figure it out and of course share with you guys. But of course, if you are in Spotlight, you're going to learn first exactly what's happening, right? So want to make sure to share that, and shout out to the Spotlight fam who's in here. I see a few of you who are in our Spotlight community. I appreciate you guys. Genuine Review said, I think even Canva went up on prices. So you layer it all from these apps and it adds up. You're absolutely right. You are so right about that. What do you recommend for a beginner if you had to do it all over again? I feel like if you are a beginner, and I can't even say if I had to do it all over again because things are just so different from when I started. I've been creating for over a decade, which sounds crazy to even say. And I want to say, I don't want to say creating. I've been creating video for over a decade. So everything else, I've been blogging and doing all of that for so many years. So I've been on the internet for many iterations of it all. But if I had to start over, I would make sure that I have a solid tool for recording my videos. So for me, I record using Ecamm Live, which I absolutely love. And if I'm doing something really quick, I will use Riverside, right? So those are the two tools I use. I use Ecamm Live way more, however, because I've been using it for so many years. I feel like it's just, I know it like the back of my hands, right? So get something really good to record your videos with. And of course, you can use your phone to record your videos, or your camera, your action camera, your Osmo Pocket 3, whatever it is, you definitely can. The other thing I would make sure is that I have a really good tool that I trust for editing. And I would learn. And as a beginner, I did learn. As a beginner, I don't think I would change anything. I bought Final Cut Pro and I learned how to edit on it. I tried using iMovie and I felt limited. You know, this was back in the back, the back in the back of the back in the day. And so I really remember getting Final Cut Pro, but also I asked my husband for a computer and he got it. So I got one of the larger iMacs. I can't even remember what size it was, but he bought it for me, y'all. And then I got Final Cut Pro on. So I put Final Cut Pro on that. So I had a bigger screen. I was able to edit. I was able to see things easily. And editing is so simple and easy for me and quick. It does not take me a long time to edit. It's like so simple for me. So, yeah, I would learn to edit on a proper program that I don't feel like is going anywhere, anytime soon. Sometimes with newer companies that are not legacy, I feel like there's a fear of like them releasing an email saying one day we're closing down. And I don't want to risk that. So, yeah. Carolyn said, "Oh my gosh, I tried to get into Spotlight. Is it too late?" It's not too late, Carolyn. You can definitely join. I can send you the link to join if you want to join. Um, yeah, let me know if I should send you the link. Or you can also DM me the word Spotlight on Instagram. That's the best way to get it. So if you're in here and you're curious about what Spotlight is, it is our community membership. We're currently inside of Spotlight hosting a bomb live challenge, and I was actually on. So we're doing Q&A calls throughout the live challenge. So I was live with them last night. And then I went live here for you guys on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And so I was live again with them tonight again, and then I'm live here with you guys. But this is the work that I love. But seeing people go live for the first time in Spotlight has been mind blowing. Seeing people are already. I had someone who Kaniqua. I don't think she's here tonight on this live stream, but she shared that she went live and somebody already. This was her first live stream in a while. Someone already inquired about her services. Live streaming is so powerful, y'all. So it's just one of the things that we're covering, and it was actually a bonus for the people that are in Spotlight. In Spotlight, we do all things video as well. So if you're looking to get your setup together, I also have so many micro trainings in there. And in Spotlight, I share a lot of behind the scenes that you would love to see on YouTube, but they just won't do well on YouTube. I put a bunch of those into Spotlight as well. It's so good. So if you're on here and you want to join Spotlight, just message me the word Spotlight over on Instagram. I'm Zaylee Barclay there as well. Let me see what you guys are saying. Next stream, add one of them DJI mics as the second audio, and then the second mic is wireless but connected. That is what we will do, Doc. Because we have, let me tell you, I have about 6 DJI microphones. It's horrible. Okay. And I just got 2 more. I just got 2 more. I just got another pair of the minis right here, right? But in total I have about 6 DJI microphones. It's kind of crazy. But we will do that. Rio, I hope you're writing this down. Doc said add a but Doc, okay, this is what happened. So we did that. Okay. Um Y'all, my disk space is low, so I'm gonna log off in a little bit. But Doc, we did that, and then I couldn't hear him because he's in another room than I am, so I couldn't hear him through the computer. So we did do that actually, and it didn't work out. So, what is your thought on that, sir? Uh, Let me see. Am I still on, y'all? I think so. Because this computer is like, girl, you need to take off because I have lots of streams on this computer. Um, Guys, I appreciate you so much for being here. Let me know your thoughts down below. Of course, we'll share more about Final Cut. Maybe tomorrow I'll have Rio come on and talk about Final Cut with me. But yeah, I so appreciate you guys so much. If I'm starting day one, that's what I'm trying to say. I think I would still pick Final Cut Pro, and Doc says that they do free classes in person, right? It was a 17 or 20 inch. I think so. I think so. Um, Two USB mics can trip up if they're not on different buses. Motive makes for sure. Definitely will think about that. Gil, listen, I love that you said this too. Gil said legacy apps are key. I started on Windows Movie Maker many moons ago, then Premiere, then Final Cut. Y'all are seeing people who are creators, right? Like solid creatives, and they are saying Final Cut Pro. Right? So just so that you know, Doc, it wasn't that it was mixed. It's just that I couldn't hear him through. So I thought I would have to get like loop back, or I was actually looking at loop back before we got on this live stream. The people could hear him, but I couldn't hear him. And we're not in the same room. So that was the issue. So that's the thing. Carolyn said, I've been trying to get back in your sphere since our one-on-one coaching. Girl, let me know. Let me know. Because Spotlight is lit. The community is lit. The people are amazing. We would love to have you in there. Let me see. I know, right? Remember Windows Movie Maker, y'all? Nadia, you need to be in the Spotlight studio then, friend. If you're thinking about doing live streams, send me a message on Instagram because we are doing a challenge currently in Spotlight. And if you want a community, so with Spotlight, you're with us for a whole year and you won't believe the price. I promise you. Because I know you're into financials, but with Spotlight, you're with us for a whole year. So as we cycle through challenges, we meet twice a month as well to talk about equipment, your studio, to talk updates, accountability, and it's a community. These are people who are serious about changing their lives with video. So listen, I would love to have you in there. Yes, Gil said DJI mics are awesome, right? All these mics and we can't get help. You know what, Migs? You know what? You know what? Derek, thank you so much for being here, y'all. I appreciate you guys so much. Camila, it's so good to see you. Super helpful to get on everyone's feedback. Yes, I think we're actually going to consult you guys. You can bring him on as a guest in Ecamm. I can, but we're in different rooms. And we actually did do that, but it didn't work out. So next time we're going to be really prepared because we're going to take our time and figure it out so that he can be on. Because I just want him to have a B mic. And then later on, we're going to get set up for a dual space. So we're currently working on that as well. Guys, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. It's almost an hour and we are on here. If you watched this whole live stream, man, I appreciate you. I don't take this for granted. I will take this time and ask you to give me a like if this was good. If you felt like, girl, this was some good information. If you have continuing questions, definitely leave them below in the comments because we always read the comments. We're always responding in the comments. I love you guys. I appreciate you so, so, so much. And I'll talk to you guys soon. I might be live tomorrow. I'm coaching tomorrow as well. So I might be live around 8:30 again tomorrow. And tomorrow we might speak about the Apple's creator bundle. So we might noodle a little bit more than on that, but we will talk about Final Cut Pro because you guys are like, girl, let's talk about Final Cut Pro. So that is what we will do. I appreciate you guys so much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Talk to you soon. Bye.